I don't know if you guys remember this lady right here. About 8 months ago, we made a commentary on her video where she was burning her clothes after the revelations that, these things are from hell. And so people should discard them and all that kind of stuff. If you remember that entire video, she made an exit and she made it very publicly. She burnt everything, okay? And if you remember her. Now, looks like in the Holiness movement, it's becoming very shaky. And she made a video very recently, having to kind of pause and look back and say, what's wrong with these people? She's not moving away from the Holiness movement. It's just she's starting to experience some pushback that she's like, what is this? And I want to give a story. And I want to tell you about a lady who was in the whole Holiness movement about 8 to 11 years ago. Yes, you heard me right. I want to speak about this lady. Her name is Cla, Sister Cla Atongo. She was a musician. She even made a song about the Holiness movement, speaking about her exit and all that stuff. She used to make videos about these things. Like I said, I've been in this space for a minute, so I've seen a lot of things. You'll see the video saying 13 years ago. I want you to hear how, when this lady died, how they were speaking about her after. She spoke about her old life and joining the Holiness movement. For most people might not even know her, but this was the first time I interacted with content concerning the Holiness movement. For people that think I just have a hatred for it, no, I've seen the roots of what come out from this movement, and I think after I play you this video, I'll show you what they were saying about Sister Cla when she passed away. It's the Reality Show, the daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes down today, they'll be down in the pinned comments. I'll check you out over there. So, what is it that has got our sister a little bit perplexed concerning what's been happening in the Holiness movement? She posted a video, and let's go and actually watch it over there on her YouTube channel. You want to see the full video? I'll leave it down in the description below. You can go and check it out over there.
So the Holiness gang is taking me for posting my old pictures on WhatsApp.
That's it. So she is posting old pictures and giving her testimony about living. And they are attacking her because of that. Yeah. These people are relentless. I'm telling you. She hasn't changed. But there is never, listen to me, there is never enough. Let's go back there.
And I'm posting my old pictures not just for the sake of posting. I'm posting my old pictures with captions of, this is what I looked like, I was lost, etc., etc., etc. I'm not just posting for the sake of posting. So the Holiness gang, who is taking me for posting my old pictures, when it comes to me, little emanyana, because
it's like, when it comes to me, y'all gonna have to hold it up, You guys gonna have to chill because y'all are becoming too much. Trust me. The problem is these people are relentless. A lot of people in the Holiness movement, they feel like it's their salvation. The whole thing. Just a second, the video was refreshing. They feel like changing an outfit is their salvation. So they take issues even with the minute of things. She's still sharing the testimony. It's not enough. It's not enough. There is never enough with the mandams.
Apostle Paul. It's very there's a manana because I'll tell you why. I don't.
She's saying, I'm not gonna be listening to you guys. You're not gonna dictate for me what my life and testimony must be like.
I agree with sharing my testimony once. I don't agree with sharing my testimony once, and that's done with.
She's saying maybe when she reposts it, even if it's a testimony, they take issues with that. Like I said, trust me, there is never enough. Why? Because it's human rules. So with human rules, it never ends. You do more, you do more, you do more, you do more. When you do this, you better do this as well. There's never enough because it's human rules that are being applied.
I don't agree with that because the word of God says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimonies. How else are people gonna come to the Lord if they do not see where we come from, if they do not see what we had to give up? Oh, my phone. If they don't see what we had to give up. I mean, even for example, even the testimony of Apostle Paul. It's very there's a huge significance there. Yahori, he thought he was saving Jesus when he was not Jesus. He thought he was saving God when he was persecuting Christians. But then he got saved and then became what we know today as Apostle Paul and his powerful letters, his life-changing letters. Without that testimony of where he comes from, I think the biggest significance of his life would not be there. If scriptures started with Apostle Paul as an apostle without giving us a history or kind of this person, he was saving God when he was actually living in darkness, So I don't agree with sharing my testimony once and that's done with. Now the issue of keeping old pictures, I agree with it. I've deleted.
Why must you delete your pictures? That's very toxic environment. That's not a biblical environment. When there was this church I once got to, and when I got there, it's our past. We cut our old pictures. I cut pictures that are very valuable. They speak a testimony by themselves. I no longer have those pictures. So now I can only tell some of these things because I don't have the pictures. I don't have the pictures because, old life. We tear up these pictures and then, where do you come from? Who are you? Where did you turn from? You don't have that. I totally disagree with that idea. Like I say, it's a Babylon of holiness movement, in my view.
Over 90% of my pictures on the phone, I've deleted Instagram. I've done away with that life because I'm not that person anymore.
Doing away with it doesn't mean deleting. You don't have to. It's a part of your journey.
But I do have some pictures left. I didn't keep them because I want to glorify those pictures and look back at my old life and reminisce back at my own life. It is not for those purposes to miss the old life. It is for the purposes of testifying and overcoming, because I have also realized that since I shared my testimony, people get more inspired when they see what you had to lose when they.
So I'm gonna leave the video right there. I'm gonna pause it right there. I'm gonna leave the video in the description. Go check her video over there. Like I said, I have a little bit to cover here. This movement is toxic. Why? Because it's built off of judging. This is not correcting, or it's not biblical correcting, because there's no biblical guideline. So it's just people saying, modesty and modesty is this. And then at the end, I've heard some of the most ridiculous things from this movement. People used to say, you know what, cover your hair. Okay, people started to cover their hair. Then, for those that would cover their hair and their hair was showing here, I heard another person say, no, your hair should not show at all. It's like your hair becomes sin. It's toxic. It's unbiblical. It stinks Islam. I come from there, so I can tell you that. It stinks Islam. Why? In Islam, it's like a woman is sin. There's nothing that must show. Her face must not show nothing. Just cover only her eyes. Toxic. But, like I said, I want to tell you the story of Sister Cla. If you don't hear about it, Sister Cla was a very big mover and shaker in the Holiness movement. And she departed with some of the people that were in that movement, and she went her own way. When she did that, videos started coming out saying all kinds of things. People in her movement started making videos, Some people were even kind of like trying to speak for her. If you haven't seen these things, it's an entire story. You can see videos, the age of the video 6 years ago, 7 years ago. People trying to defend her because there was these testimonies saying that, no, she was seen in hell. She didn't make it to heaven. So I want to play you that a little bit so that you can hear what kind of things were being said about it. One of the persons who spoke about her, it's a sister. This sister, she's very popular in the Holiness movement. She's an OG. She's an OG in the Holiness movement. Her name is Rika. Linda Rika. Linda has issues, I'm telling you. This lady has issues. I don't know if she's saved. She has issues. And Linda made this trend of talking about seeing Sister Cla. Remember, they're in the same movement. They have all gotten rid of clothes and whatnot. Linda starts making up stories. The video that I want to show you here is from years ago. You can see the time of the video when she went to Texas there when they had a conference. I want you to hear what Linda said about that lady when she passed away. Listen.
Carry him and fly with him, and they enter the cloud. They went to the gates, they opened, and then Jesus now was telling him that, see your namesake, because his name is Daniel.
So basically, she's talking about this boy who was brought to her and she was hearing his testimony. Apparently he died, he went to heaven, and this is what he was saying.
He says, see, this is Daniel, this is David, this is John, this is Peter. Go and tell them.
He was shown the saints, basically. Which, by the way, you don't see in the Bible people going there and talking about seeing all these saints. You hear the account about Abraham, but that's because he's the foundation of the faith. But then, all these other things of seeing Abba Paul and whatnot.
The one that their forefathers, the righteous ones, are here, and then God showing David playing music around the glory of God, and then Jesus showing plenty people, some Oregon people that have died. Jesus said, this is a Oregon member, this is.
So she was seeing, this boy was seeing members of this woman's church. Basically, she has a church called Horimo. They have a movement all over the place and stuff like that. I think even in South Africa. So Jesus was supposedly showing her people who are in heaven, who are from her church.
That, and then Jesus now said, let me go and show you somebody that you are carrying the message to them. And then Jesus did his hand like this. And then it's like a frame that opened in the hand of Jesus. And then he starts seeing fire, demon torturing this woman.
So now Jesus shows this boy an opposite, a person who didn't make it to heaven.
And the woman was crying, and Jesus now said, go and tell her that this is Sister Cla, she needs heaven.
So that's how she introduced it. That this boy, it's not her who started it. No, this boy came to her and said, oh yeah, by the way, she was with you, she was doing everything, she was preaching all these messages and whatnot, but guess what? Sister Cla didn't make it to heaven. That's what Linda Rika started saying.
When she came, he told the father and the mother, the mother now was crying and said, God, if you truly you are the one, visit my son again. So the following day, Jesus came and tapped the boy and took the boy again to confirm the mother prayer. And Jesus carried him to heaven and showed him the same thing. And then they woke up and said, Mommy, today again, I went to heaven. And then Jesus showed me this same woman that is crying in hell. So the mother now said, "We need to call Pastor Rika." They explained. So that didn't answer.
So they called the pastor of the church, who is her husband, okay?
God has shown the boy 2 times. So should let the world know. Maybe God wants to deliver some people that have been deceived.
Basically. So, did you hear that? So that people can get away from her testimonies and not listen to her. Bear in mind, Cla teaches exactly the same. She says, so that people can be clear about some people who have been deceived, that Cla was saved. And what is it that says she was not saved? She goes to make up some whole thing. And you have to ask, how did you know that? She talks about, no, she had this sin and this sin. Like things that...
But since I believe that this boy has said something, is a small child, 2 times, we cannot doubt it. So
We can't doubt it. We can't doubt a kid. The scripture is our, like I said, Babylon.
Now went into personal prayer for weeks.
So she prayed for weeks here now.
Because truly I love Sister Cla.
She loved her. She loved her. By this time they're divided. Okay? There was this fights and whatnot. And because of these fights, they had separated. I think Cla, if I can remember very well, it's an old story, like as you can see, it's over 10 years. I think Cla had a business that used to sell the clothes for the Holiness movement. And I think there were some people that were very divided about the designs of this cloth. And so there were people that started making revelations about the designs. It's just diabolic. Cla had a business. If I can remember well, it's a story for over 10 years. I'm just showing you that the issue that this young lady in South Africa is having, it's not new. It's very popular in this movement. Overly judgmental. Over nothing.
2013, all of us came to Nigeria at the same time joining the movement.
So in 2013, that's when
we have been, because when we are talking about our past life, sometimes if I'm talking about what she will laugh and say, Sister, you this small, let me tell you my mother will look like this. I say, yeah. So we are friends. We walk together, and I saw a zeal in her that truly she wants to make heaven. She will be telling me what she has passed through, how this and that. She will be encouraging me that you have just joined us in 2009. They abandoned me. They did talk about other things. And then she was encouraging me that I should not go back, I should not do it. Until after the wedding of me and Pastor Rika 2014, about 4 months later, we started doing some things that was getting me confused. I called her and I said, when people are telling me that you are saying evil about us, I did not believe. Is it true? The way she spoke to me over the phone, it was very hard. I was afraid. I said, what have I done to you? You asked me, but till she died, she did not tell me what was my offense towards her. That Rika called her, what is the problem? What is this? She did not tell us. She was just saying, we are wicked, we are this. What have we done? Nothing. She don't want to belong again or anymore. We should leave her. We should leave her. She will never go to Oregon. She's this. Sometimes she will say, Pastor Tata did this to her. We are backing Pastor Tata. Sister.
So it's a whole story. Like she made up a whole narrative about this lady who was part of their movement, and now had passed away. And she said, no, she goes on to just say basically that the lady didn't make it to heaven. She's in hell. So she can vouch for that boy's testimony. These people, because the foundation is not the gospel. The way they are judgmental, it goes beyond measure. So what the sister is saying, she's experiencing. Why? There's never enough. There's never enough. You do this one, they will say, what about this one? You do that one, they will say, what about this one? She's just keeping pictures. It's not like she's now maybe wearing some of the lipsticks or she's now wearing those old clothes. No. Just having the pictures and sharing the testimony again. They are now saying, no, you can't share it. It's because you are desiring old life. Be very careful of this type of movement. You will never do enough. You will never do enough. There's always going to be a demand for you to do more. Why? Because the foundation of this entire movement, it's not Christ. Remember what 1 Corinthians says. 1 Corinthians chapter number 3 says, for another foundation can no man lay than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. That's the foundation. The foundation is not that you are holy. The foundation is Jesus' death for us. That's the foundation. That's the thing. And then he says, now what matters now is that we must now extend what we build upon that foundation. We must watch. We must be very careful. He says some people, they build with wood, hay, and stubble, which means something that is not temporal, something that doesn't stay. That's something that has no value for tomorrow. Makeup. Your foundation for salvation is makeup. Are you saved? Do you understand salvation? The foundation is Christ's death. And because they are judging each other outside of that, and people are just making up their own rules. No, delete your pictures. What? Absolutely nothing. That's why you hear me say, don't go there. There is never enough. Now, every man does what he wants. You go there, why? Because it's never enough. There is never going to be enough that you do. Why? Because it's human rules. The Bible warns, where you hear Jesus warning that the Pharisees had hindered the message of truth because of their traditions. It's exactly what you're seeing here. Very careful. It's Ricky's Direct Reality Show. Other episodes will be down in the pinned comments, and I'm going to check you out over there. A video will be down in the description below.